So we come to Bitcoin. I know actually, we all got fascinated actually, by Bitcoin, and today I'm very sure come to know actually the blockchain through Bitcoin, or probably people associate actually Bitcoin or blockchain with Bitcoin. Okay, so with the invention of actually peer-to-peer cash system known as Bitcoin in 2008, and the person actually who invented it actually, or probably it came through actually white paper. Satoshi Nakamoto actually was the one actually who introduced the white paper in a conference. Okay, it was a pseudonym actually which he used actually for presenting his views actually in terms of blockchain. Okay, for the cash payment or for the for as a payment system. Okay, and it was actually for fast peer-to-peer transactions, funds received are available for spending within minutes. Worldwide payments, Bitcoin is entirely network-based, bypassing national borders and currencies. Okay, we know actually we don't need fiat currencies. Okay, Bitcoin by itself is a virtual currency. You call it actually pseudo currencies. You call it actually probably digital currencies. Low processing fees, lack of a third party intermediary actually means the only cost to using Bitcoin is electricity from computer usage. Okay, so Bitcoin is an unregulated shadow currency, the first blockchain application, resource intensive. I think this is self-explanatory. I don't have to really tell what it is. Okay, I'll move on. So how does Bitcoin work? Okay, so it's a distributed peer-to-peer network. We have been talking about it, running on a blockchain distributed ledger platform. Bitcoin transactions directly link buyers to sellers without the need for a third-party intervention or intermediate party. All participants in the Bitcoin network have access to an ever-expanding public record of all transactions occurring in the network. So today, if you happen to join a Bitcoin network or Ethereum network, you will get all the transactions which has happened. Let's say in Ethereum network, 5 million transactions which has happened so far. You'll get all those blocks actually when you join the network. Similarly for Bitcoin, whatever the transactions happened, you'll get all the blocks which has happened on the network. Okay. Proof of work authentication. This is the consistent mechanism which is followed on the Bitcoin. So Bitcoins are sent from one participant's cryptographic address to another and are signed by the sender's private key to ensure authenticity. Each payment transaction is broadcast to the network and included in the blockchain so that no Bitcoin can be spent twice. Okay. Only participants' public keys are visible to the network. Okay. Anonymizing transactions and ensuring privacy and security. Every party on the blockchain has a single view of the transactions, and the transactions are committed to the blockchain actually through a consensus mechanism. So which means what actually once and probably every party on the network has single view of all the transactions. So let's say now the party B is the owner, party A actually wants to still transfer probably an asset which he doesn't own. That transfer will never get executed on a blockchain network if he doesn't own the asset. The transaction which has been committed once, okay, I have no control over it. And since there is no centralized or authority actually on the network, okay, who's governing this network, so what will happen is actually, once the transaction is done, okay, until the party who you do the transfer is gentle and I mean, is a gentleman and probably agrees, okay, fine, in a goodwill, he probably transfer the asset back to you and probably you correct your transaction, what you did actually, instead of Harish, I transfer it to you. Mining for new Bitcoins, the supply of Bitcoins is not tied to any issuer, okay, unlike dollars which are issued by the Federal Reserve, but are instead mined via complex and computationally difficult calculations by participants in the Bitcoin network. Over time, the amount of computing power required to produce a new Bitcoin increases exponentially as the size of the network increases. Okay, so how does a Bitcoin work? Okay, so Bitcoin's public ledger, a distributed database holding all Bitcoin's transactions since beginning actually 3/1/2009. Technically, it's an ordered back linked list of blocks of transaction, a tempered or time-stamped actually record of all confirmed transactions that protect against double spending and tampering. Proof of work verified by the peer-to-peer network to maintain the global consensus. 10 minutes or so, transactions are broadcasted to all the miners whose job is to verify them. What is happening typically? Bitcoin transactions occur on a network. Okay. So basically, like if I am a sender or probably I am a proposer of a transaction, I'm like, no, it will be broadcasted to all the miners actually on the network. The miners actually like, will create a block, okay, block of transactions, and miners try to verify the block. And this is basically nothing but a race between the miners. Okay, the Bitcoin network puts out a puzzle for the miners to solve. Okay, and the one who solves the puzzle first, puzzle is equal to proof of work, proof of stake, depending on the network. Okay, typically today we have actually a proof of work actually as part of the Bitcoin network. Okay, miner who solves the puzzle first, verification of the transaction block is nothing but actually like is the solving of the puzzle. That's what he solves. Okay, basically what happens actually here miners tries to verify the block, miners complete these to solve the puzzle demonstrating the proof of work. Successful miners broadcast it to the broadcast its proof of work to all other miners in the network. Miners verify the proof of work and process repeats likewise for every block on the network. Puzzle is a terminology. Basically, is nothing but actually you have to identify the new block which has a hash address greater than the last previous block which was actually executed in the blockchain network. Until okay, so that is what is the puzzle. Okay, and this blocks, I mean, the puzzles actually would be actually is a 256 bits. So if I talk about it, it will be somewhere 10 to the power of 76. What we're talking about. So we have to verify those many hash addresses to reach an identify which that this block address is valid and is probably a new address and is on top of the new block address. Okay, that's where the time taken is around kind of 10 minutes actually to get the first of all to validate the block and get the consensus and get committed to the ledgers of the individual participants on the network. Okay, A is SICS. Typically in China and Korea, actually, they have converted their slaughterhouses or probably cow sheds actually into mining houses. Some of the big and these mining houses over a period actually become so big that there was a need for alternate coins which was required because actually you cannot compete actually with some of these mining houses, and that's where it could be the Litecoin was one of the alternate coins which was introduced, and now we have quite a few substitutes of Bitcoin. Okay, so blockchain is used to record state and ownership of assets. Blockchain helps parties that do not know each other to trade with each other by providing a trusted platform through consensus, immutability, provenance, finality. A distributed ledger avoids loss of information.